Hello, Internet. I'm Scott,
I'm Avram.
and we are here. What you are watching right now is the wrap-up show from F5 Live Refreshing Technology, episode 441 on the Plugkits Live family of content. If you were joining us, you were probably finding us on social media. We really appreciate it. Any of the topics that we talk about here, you can get more information about by going to plugkitslive.com and checking out the subscriptions on the right-hand side. Here's what we talked about this week. First, there's news about HP Enterprise. A couple years ago, or last year, HP split into two, and their enterprise division's having some trouble. And so they're thinking about doing what Yahoo just did and selling off parts of their business, or what Dell did a couple years ago and going private, which is kind of an interesting idea. It's worked pretty well for Dell, right?
Yeah, it's worked pretty well for Dell. Obviously, they're coming out with some great stuff in terms of some of their new hardware. Of course, in HP's case, they've got a little bit of a tougher road to hoe because they're trying to get people to subscribe to services. And there's a lot of stiff competition there. But, they need whatever help they can get.
When you're up against, like, the likes of Microsoft and Google and Amazon in a space like that, it can be pretty hard to compete.
Yeah, no question about it. But on this week's show, we talked about it with some greater detail, and we both agreed that HP should never be allowed to buy another company again.
Absolutely, and our explanation as to why can be found on the main show. In the Pilch Point this week, we talked about, because it's Windows week, we talked about Windows.
Yeah, so the Windows 10 upgrade, a free upgrade offer, has come to an end. We talked about whether that is good or bad for Microsoft. Hint, I think it's bad. Bad choice on their part to lock out 600 million people or 900 million people who are still on Windows 7 and 8. But for those who have made the wise move to go to 10 because we do like it, you're getting an upgrade to Windows 10 Anniversary in the very near future, starting August 2nd. And there's some cool new features and some other features that are a little bit questionable, like Cortana on the lock screen, which could be a security risk if you use it improperly.
Particularly if you turn on a setting that we talk about in the show.
Yes.
In gaming news this week, we talked about a company that we have not talked about in gaming for a while, Facebook, because gaming on Facebook seems to have cooled off in the last couple of years, partially because of a lawsuit that was filed in 2012 over Facebook credits, which inevitably ended the Facebook credits program. And I believe, in my heart, I believe it also ended the Xbox Live points system. But that's just a suspicion. Facebook was sued because minors were able to purchase credits with credit cards that were not their own because they were minors. And parents were charged a tremendous amount of money. In some cases, parents were able to prove $1,000 or more in charges to Facebook that they did not authorize. So Facebook will be forced to pay back every penny that is provable. So that's no good.
And I'm never teaching my son to type.
Yeah, it does seem like this is a problem that we've seen. Google, the Play Store went through this. Apple's gone through this.
eBay.
Yeah, eBay has gone through this. It seems like everybody goes through this at some point as they're learning how money works, which is a fascinating problem to have. You'd think that adults understand how money works, but company after company proves that that's not the case. One of those companies is Yahoo, who in internet news this week officially does not exist in the way that we know it. Yahoo is part of what I'm calling Verizon's nostalgia unit, which also includes AOL. So the 90s internet officially belongs to Verizon. Congratulations to them. I'm still not quite sure what their goals are, but I mean, Verizon owns, like we said on the show, Verizon owns Engadget, the Huffington Post, and Tumblr, which is such a weird combination of things for a company that just 2 years ago nobody would have ever believed was interested in content.
Well, good for them because those are some really good properties. I mean, Yahoo sounds old, but they do have some really great stuff under them. AOL sounds old, but remember that, as you point out, AOL owns Engadget, which is a very good site. I will vouch for it wholeheartedly because I know several people who work there, and I read them all the time. So they have bought some good stuff, but yes, the names AOL and Yahoo are associated with old stuff.
Yeah.
As is Verizon's possible next acquisition of Pets.com. I'm kidding, but I shouldn't be. Um,
.com dinosaurs. Um, and then in media news, we had some exciting revelations this week. If you have not watched Stranger Things, shame on you. You should. Even if you have not finished it, like Avram has not finished the series, he has started it, and he can vouch for the fact that it is an incredible series and one that everybody should be excited about. And what you should really be excited about is a second season has already been approved by Netflix less than a week after the series hit Netflix. Netflix had already greenlit a second season, which I do not blame them. I do not blame them at all. It seems like a brilliant move, and it shows something we didn't talk about on the show. It shows a change in how television works today. It used to require a company like Nielsen to be in the middle to tell you how many people may have watched it, but Netflix can have live stats about everything always.
yeah, I think I'm really glad that Netflix has really shown the faith for its good shows. Um, you know, on the other hand, I do, this is a good um, indicator for people who haven't watched the show yet that it's worth your time because it's getting renewed. So if there happens to be kind of a cliffhanger or something at the end, it's going to be resolved. You won't feel like you're just left hanging.
You hope it's going to be resolved. We can't guarantee it. The second season is thought to be, or the producers are saying, think of it more as a sequel than a continuation, which is okay, but that of course could leave some questions unanswered, or if they set themselves up for a third season, and they don't get it, there's always the possibility that there could be unanswered questions left hanging at the end, heroes. And yeah. So anyway, but the good news is there is a second season coming. I'm very excited about it, and yes.
So buy a 6-pack of Tab on eBay and watch.
Yeah, because that only seems appropriate. Those were the topics we talked about this week. Obviously, in far greater detail on the main show. You can find the show by going to f5live.tv. That'll take you right to the main show. From there, you can also find the Pilch Point, which is where Avram discussed Windows in depth. You can see all of our past episodes as well. If you are finding us on YouTube, you can also find us, or anywhere, I guess. But if you're finding us somewhere, you can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Just search for Plug Hits Live, and you can find us on all of those platforms. Google Plus as well, which is and is not part of YouTube in a weird way. Anyway, we appreciate you watching, and we appreciate you subscribing and seeing the videos. We've got some branding changes coming over the next couple of weeks. We've got some new shows coming over the next couple of weeks, so definitely some of them are going to be social media exclusive. They won't be on the website, and some of them will be website exclusive. They won't be videos like this on social media, so you'll definitely want to be in both places. And be on behalf of the staff that's not here, I'm Scott.
I'm Avram.
And we will see you guys next week. Ciao.